I recently received a comment asking me why I started a channel on caravan life in UK. It's not quite as simple as that, but I will explain why I'm doing what I'm doing now, but also how I started originally. So as you may or may not know, I've got two channels at the moment. One is a caravan container garden, which was originally an allotment garden when we was based back in Derbyshire. But things changed, as you'll know, and now we had to move to a caravan. It's not something we chose to do, it's something we basically had to do. So I set up a container garden outside this caravan. But what I wanted to do initially is, because we got put in a position where we had no other option but to cash in a pension, buy a caravan just so we got a roof over his head, I thought that'd be quite interesting to document basically how we got where we are now and what we've done since we got here. There's always going to be pitfalls in anything that you do, but I strongly believe in everything is what you make it. So although being taken away from a very big garden, which was 3,200 square feet with 4 greenhouses on it, into a little caravan with only a small space outside, I thought that was quite a worthy challenge, and this is why I wanted to set up a container garden. But I also wanted to document the differences between being in a house and being in a static caravan, all the things that need to be considered. And we have gone over quite a lot of things over the last few months. So I did think that that was a very worthwhile comment. And it comes down to one thing. People want to make YouTube channels so they can get monetized to make money. We found ourselves in a position where we was moving and we'd got no jobs. And I know that the situation has changed since then. We've both ended up getting jobs, but that's just luck that we happened to drop across those jobs just after we got here. But what would you do if you came here and you got no job? I know that you can claim benefits. That's fair enough. And you can claim benefits if you live in a caravan, and rent that is paid when you live in an house is no different to site fees. They'll pay those as well. So the way I look at it is basically making the best of a bad job. We didn't ask to be evicted, we were. And when I got here, I thought, let's start doing some videos and recording everything that happens, because I've got no idea, and I didn't have any idea back then what was going to happen. Maybe we'd have hated it. Maybe things weren't quite what they seem. And as you'll know if you've read the comments, we get a lot of controversy on this channel regarding living in a static caravan, whether it be full-time or part-time. Where part-time, you may notice that recently we've not put any videos on, and that's because we've gone away for a few days because we got that little apartment, and that helps us out quite a lot, especially since the fact that it's an apartment that needs work, but we was quite happy to take it at the price offered, because this guy's got quite a few other properties as well, and he just wants to concentrate on those while letting us have this one, as I call, cheapest chips, providing that we do a little bit of work in there in return, which I definitely don't mind. And that's why we've been absent for a few days. So going back to starting this channel, this is not the only channel that I've got. I've got the gardening channel, which is now the Caravan Container Garden channel. I've also had a cooking channel previous to this. And it's because if you can get on YouTube and create a channel and talk about things that you're really interested in, try and help people out at the same time, there is going to be interest. But there's also certain things that you need to know about that. And maybe there's people out there that want to do this sort of thing. Just create a channel. YouTube is a free platform. You don't pay them anything except a percentage of money earned through ads once you're monetized. But that is the next thing. If you want to get monetized on YouTube, you've got to get 1,000 subscribers and have 4,000 watch hours. And 4,000 watch hours has to be achieved within 12 months. So if you break that down If you've got an average length video, that is the equivalent of somebody watching that one video day and night for 6 months, which you know is not going to happen. So you have to get a lot of content out there to hit those targets. And unfortunately, from the stats I've seen, only 5% of people actually make it. And I consider myself really lucky that I've got a caravan channel, which was once a cooking channel, that's monetised. And I've also got the gardening channel, which was an allotment garden channel, but due to the move has now become a caravan container garden channel. They're both monetised. You don't make a lot of money from that. So don't believe anybody that tells you if you create a channel and you get monetised, you will become the next Mr. Beast or something. And that guy does make a lot of money, but he also spends a lot of money on production of his videos. I just wanted to do something different. This was originally a cooking channel, and cooking channels are very high competition. But I thought, along with the caravan container garden, there was a little bit of a niche in that. Something different. You don't see many channels out there that are growing vegetables outside a static caravan. At least I've not seen any. And also at the same time, if you're in a static caravan and you've no idea what you're doing, which we didn't when we got here, we just had to take that option. That also makes for good content, because people want to see how you adjust and what you do. They want to see what it costs for every little thing along the way. That is the point of this channel. I'm not telling anyone to go and live in a static caravan. We just didn't have a choice in that matter. What I'm saying is, once you're thrown into a situation like this, how do you cope? And yet it's been spring or late spring and now summer, but we've still got winter to go through. We have got that other place that we can retreat to if needs be. But I decided this year I'm going to try and stay in this caravan during the coldest temperatures so I can combat that element, and then maybe I'll find out ways to improve it for the following year. I just think it makes good watching. Anybody out there that's considering doing the same thing because they want to, not because they have to, can get an heads up from these videos. They can see maybe 1, 2 things and say, that is not for me. Or they might realise it's not as bad as some people make out, and we do get a lot of horror stories on this channel. But every site is individual. Every site is completely different. I'm quite happy with what we're doing at the moment. I don't know what's going to happen in winter, but we're going to wing it and see. And we've had so much advice from people, and I think it's brilliant that you guys have put that effort into comment. And I'm so sorry at the same time that I've not been able to answer every single message, but I have read every message. The problem I've got at the moment is that I'm trying to work on site because we need to get money, but I've also got to do this channel and the gardening channel. So that's quite a lot to do every single day, which is why you see fewer videos. But don't think for 1 second I don't appreciate each and every comment made. I really do. You can probably tell I've been outside for quite a while. Somebody did comment on the channel quite recently, I think it was yesterday, and said, so people come down to this site for an holiday and you're trudging past the vans with a lawnmower early in the morning. It's not that at all. I don't do that. I wait till a reasonable time, and anybody that comes down to a caravan site doesn't tend to sit in a caravan all day long. They'll get up, they'll have a bit of breakfast, and they'll pop out for the day, because that's what it's about. If you weren't doing that, you might as well just stay at home. So that comment that I got only yesterday was actually quite wrong. I can see the cars going in and out of this place. I know when virtually everybody has left, and that's when I start the maintenance. And I've got a good 4 to 5 hours before people actually come back to get that job done. And when they come back, I stop. Today's been an amazing day for the pub because we've had a live band on, and I don't think there was an empty table out there. So everybody's been sat there enjoying themselves. And just as people started to arrive, I took the strimmer away and I locked it up for night because I don't want to disturb anybody's enjoyment. So once again, no, is not what I do at all. I have got a lot of consideration for other people, especially when they've come away for a weekend. But getting back to the original comment why I started this channel, I think I've actually already gone over that because I really do want to document everything that happens, every little thing that occurs in this caravan, because we're completely clueless. We've never been in this position before. And I just think it's worth that to people out there to see what could happen, what does happen, and how we sort certain situations out. When it comes to the YouTube channel itself, I know a lot of people have thought about creating one. And don't forget that the original stats that I gave you was that probably only 5% of people that start a YouTube channel actually get monetized so they can make some money. But don't let that stop you. I knew those stats before I even started. And I'll let you into a little secret. This channel was originally a cooking channel. That's just what I wanted to do because I like cooking. So I made lots and lots of videos. I think at its max it was about 270. And it took me 2 years before that channel got monetized. And then it made £30 a month, which is very disappointing. You have to bear in mind also that whatever money you make from a YouTube channel, YouTube, because they're giving you a free platform, take a percentage of that money. You don't actually see that money, it's just taken away. But they take 45% of everything that you earn, which some people, they might think that's not right. You need to bear in mind they're letting you create videos and post them onto their platform for nothing. You're not paying a website subscription. So I thought it were perfectly fine. It's up to you to do that. On the other hand, you'll know that I've got a gardening channel, and I started that after the cooking channel because it's obviously something I'm really interested in, something I've been doing for quite a few years. That channel, however, got monetized in 17 weeks. Yeah, and I was as shocked as anybody out there might be at the moment. Only 17 weeks, and I got 1,100 subscribers and 4,500 watch hours. So I was instantly monetized, and then I just carried on putting out content because it was quite obvious that a lot of people was interested in it. So that comes down to another thing in particular, a niche. There's certain things that you'll do that aren't going to really get you anywhere because the competition is quite big, and I found that the cooking channel has got a lot of competition. The gardening channel has also got a lot of competition, but it's also got a lot more interest, especially based in the UK, which is why that channel worked. So in short, the answer to your comment is I just want to put a message out there to everybody to say it's not as bad as people make out if you do it in the right way, if you pick the right price, if you budget initially when you get here. But also bear in mind that once you're in a caravan and you're not paying all those extra bills, you are saving a bit of money. So just save it, let it build up, and then see what happens the year after. We've got a plan based on the fact that we've got a 5-year contract, but I'm going to review it after the first year. And if things don't look good, we're going to rethink it, maybe change a few things, maybe change as a lifestyle to suit where we're at now. At the moment, things are looking good. Jenny's got a job, I've got a job, and I have noticed that the savings have gone up a little bit over the last few months. So that is a very good start. And it is thanks to guys like you that watch this content. We get a bit of money from YouTube. It's not a lot, as I said, we're not Mr. Beast. We get a little bit of money from that, we get a bit of money from his jobs, and altogether it helps us sustain. We grow as plants so we can save a bit of money on shopping as well. So for all the trolls that are out there that seem to consistently want to put us down for what we're doing, all we're doing is trying to survive. We're just trying to make ends meet, and we're also trying to create series of videos to help anybody else out that could be in the same situation, if not now, maybe later down the line. So the more people out there that put that information out, the easier it is for the next person. And that's all this channel is about, and that is the reason I created it. There is one other thing that I think is really important to address. Some people may have made comments on this channel, but then realised their comments didn't go on. And the reason for that is because I have the comments held, because we get lots of dodgy links trying to be posted to either channel, which I definitely don't want because they're nothing to do with me. But on top of that, sometimes people talk about things that are nothing to do with this channel at all. I don't do bad language and I don't do politics. And I know that everybody has got these strong beliefs out there, and I perfectly understand where you're coming from. But because we're a channel about caravan life, I can't let political comments or bad language enter into that. Because when you start up a YouTube channel, you have to go through a vetting when you make these videos and put them online. You have to accept certain conditions stating that it's non-political, it's non-violent, etc, etc. There's loads of things. And then once you accept that, your video is approved to be put on. So if your messages didn't get put on the channel, it was probably because you was talking about politics or other things that we all know is happening at the moment in this country. And I can't approve things like that. It's not that I haven't got any belief in anything that you say. It's just that I can't be party to that kind of a comment. And I think that people should probably concentrate more on being nicer to each other, not trolling each other, not saying that your belief is the only belief. We've all got opinions, I perfectly understand that. And whether I agree or disagree with things that's going off at the moment in the news, it's not something I'm willing to talk about. It's just not that kind of channel. So I welcome all comments, but keep them about the subject matter, because unfortunately anything else I won't approve. I think if everybody in this country just took a step back and thought more of how do we get on, how do we improve ourselves, they'd have less time to worry about other people. And that's all I'm saying. If you're not already subscribed to this channel but you'd like to see more content in future, then please hit that subscribe button, press that notifications bell, and I'll see you soon. And enjoy the sun, because it's definitely on its way.